So we're gonna do Bean Boozled.
No. 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 You can.
Hey guys, welcome to Nerd Locker Podcast, your entertainment podcast for everything movies, television, video games, and more. My name's Adam.
I'm Aller.
And today
We're full.
we are full. But you guys just saw our review of the Marvels. We did a lot this day. So you guys are gonna see this Loki review as well as Invincible.
Are you doing 2 in 1 episode?
No.
Oh, okay.
No. Okay, so we're gonna go over Loki because too much happened in Loki for us to ignore this. Okay, so boom.
What do you think?
Dude, that was a roller coaster.
That was so long of an episode, too.
For an hour, dude.
Oh,
that
man.
was because okay, so guys, it opens up where Loki has like mastered his time jumping, and he goes back to like when it's about to happen, and he tries.
When's what about to happen?
Victor Timely goes out to that
Get spaghetti.
walkway, yeah, and it happens again. So then Loki keeps going back.
Again.
Keeps going back
And
tries to get faster and faster and faster. Learns physics from OB at one point because he goes back to like right when they met and then says, how long would it take for me to learn? He said centuries, to which Loki took centuries to learn everything. And he finally says like, okay, we gotta like get him out there, and he gets super close and finally gets it in, launches it at the temporal loom, and it seems like everything is saved.
It does. There's also a quote where Loki's just like, I'm a fast learner and I'm a god.
Yeah. And so it seems like everything's saved, and then we like pause it and we realize, oh, this is 15 minutes into this episode.
We're like, what the? It's a 60-minute episode, essentially. Yeah. What the?
So we're only a quarter through, so it's like, what the fuck is gonna happen? And we find out that the loom still blows up, and basically Loki goes back to He Who Remains. Right when Sylvie's about to kill him. And he tries to talk Sylvie out of it multiple times, and it doesn't work. And then it gets to a point where she gets paused by He Who Remains, and he shows Loki that he realizes that you have been doing this a lot, and obviously you haven't mastered your time pausing yet. And starts telling him like, this is where it's always gonna happen. You'll always try to come back to this. Like, I'm always gonna be around. And the temporal loom is not broken. It's a failsafe that will protect the sacred timeline.
Mm-hmm.
Just let it happen. And then this happens again. So that's basically what he's trying to do. And so Loki doesn't really want that to happen. And basically, he remains like, all right, I guess you want to like go another round with Sylvie, and goes to like put Sylvie back, to which Loki then
it's just
pauses time, and he's like, this is not the first time we've had this conversation.
I love that. That was good.
And it kind of like rattles He Who Remains a little bit, and we get like this thing to where like Loki just realizes that he's got to find another way, and basically He Who Remains telling him like there is no other way. So instead he goes back, and this time he goes out in the walkway.
Right. With no suit.
And he goes out there, and he's fine, it seems. And when the whole thing blows up, he uses his powers.
Can we point out, like, we're like, oh, we're going to get an ab shot. Yeah. And it rips up into, like, it's not even his original outfit.
No,
it's more like an apocalyptic
kind of. This is more comic accurate outfit.
It looked really cool.
And the horns, too.
The horns, the cape. Yeah. You got the scarf, like the
it's very much like the old Loki.
Yeah, it was very cool.
Yeah. And so we get this, and all the timelines and the branches seem like they're dying off, and Loki grabs one, and it seems like he's putting life back into it. So then he decides to grab all of the timelines and starts walking towards what it looks to be the end of time, where a throne sits, broken throne, And he goes on there and turns around and sits on his gold throne as the keeper of the timelines.
I guess, but so my theory.
Hold on, before we get to that. So that's not where even this episode ends, because then we go and we get later, which is now the TVA has the tree that Loki has now made. Instead of a timeline this way, it's now a tree of branched out timelines. And they're preserving it all, and they have a new Miss Minutes that may or may not go fucking evil again.
And they have a second edition of the book.
Yeah, and they have a second edition of the book, and Mobius decides to leave the TVA to go be, I guess, in his timeline, but it's kind of weird because he sees himself, so it's like, is he waiting for the moment he gets taken, and then jumps right in, and like makes really nothing ever happen? Who knows? But Sylvie comes up to him and she's like, hey, and one thing I did leave out was when he was going through and trying to stop Sylvie, he gets to the point where they all spaghettied when he got all the variants, and stops with Sylvie and tries to talk to her, and she's like, what do you want, my permission to kill me? Like, all that other stuff. And it just seems like it's really hard to just get through to her no matter what he does.
Right.
It's not going to matter. So it seemed like he was going to kill her the whole time. But anyway, she gets out of it alive, and she leaves off to who knows where. And
Bacchus.
Yeah. And yeah, so that's basically where everything is. And then we finally see whatever Mobius said of like, I'm just going to let time pass, reverberates out, I guess, through the timelines to where like Loki can hear it where he is. And then we just end it. Like, there's no post-credit scene. There's
zero post.
And we don't know if we're getting season 3. That could have been the, like, guys.
That might be the end of Loki. Well, not the end of Loki, but for the time being, that might be where Loki sits for a while. But could have that, so like my little, there's no way this is accurate or not, obviously, but could that have been like he who remains plan to get Loki out of the way? Because Loki's the only one that can actually have the ability to
like
stop him.
Maybe like a Kang plan?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Like, could Kang have been like, yeah, this is the only way. He has to sit tight. Otherwise, he gonna fuck me up.
Maybe.
Kind of thing?
We'll see. I think if we see Loki again, if we don't see him again in Loki season 3, we'll see him in Secret Wars.
Because right now, this guy can travel through time willingly.
Yeah.
Like,
I think it's going to be Secret Wars or Kang Dynasty kind of thing that he'll show up in. But no, he can go through timelines, but I think what he's doing is he's going back to where he was, though. So I feel like since it's a time loop, he's always been in that place no matter what. So, like, I don't know. It's weird.
Hey, he can go back to 2012 if he wants to.
Yeah, but so anyways, with that, we have the Marvels, which gives us the alternate universes, which means there's still branched timelines. Now we know why there's branched timelines, which means like, is all this like purple energy gonna turn green eventually? Does Loki have a chance to leave? And who knows?
Right. It was kind of nuts seeing it like back to back, Marvels first and then the season finale for Loki.
It might be where like Loki has to come in from. Well, actually, before I get into that, here is a word from our sponsor.
Thank you for BetterHelp for sponsoring this video. BetterHelp is the world's largest therapy service, and it's 100% online. With BetterHelp, you can tap into a network of over 30,000 licensed and experienced therapists who can help you with a wide range of issues. To get started, you can just answer a few questions about your needs and preferences in therapy. That way, BetterHelp can match you with the right therapist from their network. Then you can talk to a therapist however you feel comfortable, whether it's text, chat, phone, or video call. You can message your therapist at any time and schedule live sessions when it's convenient for you. If your therapist isn't the right fit for any reason, you can switch to a new therapist at no additional cost. With BetterHelp, you can get the same professionalism and quality you expect from in-office therapy, but with a therapist who is custom-picked for you. Any scheduling flexibility and at a more affordable price. Just get 10% off your first month at betterhelp.com/nerdlocker. The link is going to be right down below in the description.
And we're back. So one of the things that I noticed is if Loki has to leave, let's say we have these incursions that are happening in Secret Wars. Maybe when he leaves and like all these fucking timelines start dying off again, that could just be our like soft reboot to one timeline kind of thing, which I think is what they're getting to. Like, it's not gonna be permanent with all of these branches. Like we're getting to a point where like because Deadpool stuff. Yeah, because the thing is what are they after now? What are these hunters trying to find in this new version of the timeline? Whatever it is, Deadpool starts fucking it up.
Yeah.
So that's the whole thing of like either causing an incursion, which might stem into the Marvels and stuff like that. So who knows exactly where they're going with all this and what version of, because we know that it's been confirmed that the Kang the Conqueror that we saw in Ant-Man and the Wasp is not the ultimate Kang yet. Mm-hmm. I think the ultimate Kang is the one that's breaking these, like causing these things in the timeline to like break the barriers.
That's what I think so too.
Yeah. So you're going to find out like, maybe that's why the Marvels had such a shitty villain, because it was like just controlled by Kang. Like, oh, you're the person that needs to do this. You're the one that needs to do that.
Who is useless here? Boop.
Yeah, essentially. One thing about the Marvels that you didn't get to bring up in our review, you said the cat scene.
The cat scene, I was not a fan of. I thought it was very much forced.
What happened in this scene, by the way?
Okay, so basically, they did bring up Goose. Is it Goose?
Yeah.
A lot in during the whole movie, and then eventually Goose has a bunch of kiddos. Goose is, if you don't know Goose, he's the one who basically made Nick Fury lose his eye.
Yep.
And he expels this tentacly thing and swallows him up. People or things or objects. Even.
Anything.
Yeah. And so Goose has a bunch of BBs.
Yep.
And in order to save the crew of 200, Goose's BB swallows everyone's up.
Yep.
All of them.
Yep. And transports them.
And transports all the cats.
But like, where did
hated it?
Go.
We don't know.
Did they get smaller? Those are
okay, I want to know.
Cats.
Was it like canon? Like, did we know that people would live when they were swallowed up?
Yeah, because that's what happened when Goose grabbed the ones when the whole like house thing happened. That's how those two came out.
Okay.
Yeah.
First off, zero warning for the crew, so it was a whole horror scene. I thought it was very much forced humor. It seemed unnecessary and just.
And to Celine Dion's Whisper, right, or something like that from Cats, whatever movie, or it was a song from Cats that was playing. Memory.
Oh, Memory. Yeah.
Memory. Yep.
It was just so silly. I fucking.
Yeah. The one thing also, like Nick Fury and his character development from Secret Invasion did not carry over to this at all.
Is this afterward?
Yeah.
Wow. So we got no scroll stuff from Nick Fury.
Well, we did, but like nothing.
No wife.
Like no wife, no losing Talos, no what's her face, his daughter.
Does that help you think like when was this filmed?
Huh?
Like when was this filmed? Could they have done this first and then be like, oh wait, Secret Invasion, shit.
They might have. They might have. Oh, damn it. Yeah.
Fuck.
I think that, release schedule has been weird ever since the pandemic. And I think they're just trying their best with these strikes. Now they're over to move on to that. Also, one other thing I want to bring up since we have a little bit of time. We watched the Mean Girls musical trailer.
I'm actually kind of excited for it.
That looks pretty good from Tina Fey.
Yeah.
As well as the Goosebumps trailer. Or Goosebumps.
Not Goosebumps.
Ghostbusters.
Good one. There you go.
Ghostbusters trailer.
Goosebumps is pretty good, though.
Yeah. Frozen Empire. Ghostbusters Frozen Empire. Which is kind of based on the cartoon series. So they're kind of doing like... The director wanted to do a extended live action version of the animated series, like a homage to it. And Dan Aykroyd has come out and said that, after we did Afterlife, we want to like show for a total of a trilogy of sequels. Mm-hmm. So that means they probably have one more movie in them if they're all still around.
Did you see the animated? I never saw the animated.
I feel like I did as a kid. Like
I only saw the movies. I didn't see the animated.
Very familiar for me as a kid because I think it's from the 90s, but like, nothing that I can.
I only saw the movies. I was a fan of the movies though.
So
the movies were good.
Yeah. So they have at least one more movie in them.
Okay.
So we'll see.
But yeah, it looks exciting. And then we also saw Avatar.
Yes, Avatar: Last Airbender.
Ooh, looks pretty good,
dude. Netflix coming in with the animation live action.
I know they're killing it so far.
Like One Piece and like you said earlier,
Cowboy Bebop.
The one they didn't do that well with was Death Note.
It's a movie. I don't count it. It was a live action movie.
I do count it because I think that's where I think they needed to fail.
And also they Americanized it, which is a fucking mistake.
They needed to do those. Like they needed to have that because they're gonna still make a sequel to it. So, but if they can rectify it with the sequel, I'll be invested. I'll still watch it. It's gonna be on Netflix.
I'm gonna watch it too, but I'm not gonna like it. Oh, I already know I'm not gonna like it.
So I don't know. Yeah, no, it looks great. It looks so well done. The effects on it are fucking amazing.
The actors and actresses look great.
Yeah, dude, it looks just the visual effect, like the effects and everything of the bending.
The fighting looks solid, like the choreography. Choreographic.
The choreographic. Yeah. No, it looks amazing.
It looks really good.
I can't wait for it.
Yeah. But that's 2024, right?
Yeah, February 22nd. Yep. So we get it in a couple of months.
Wow, that's kind of. Oh God. Okay.
Yeah.
We're probably gonna get episode like week by week, I would assume. Actually, no. Does Netflix do that? I don't think so. They release everything once.
Maybe they'll do 2 parts like they do Stranger Things, part 1.
Part 2. Maybe.
I hope not.
I don't know.
I just want it all.
That's a good.
Want it.
They know it's gonna drag in money, so they can do whatever the fuck they want.
Dude. And then Jesus. Echo, it's gonna 2024 is just gonna be lit, dude. Also, guys, real quick, one other thing I want to tag onto this: Marvel announced a new schedule for things, that I will pull up in a bit. But basically, to give you guys a lowdown, 4 movies moved forward into the future, unfortunately, and future. But Deadpool 3 is still coming out in summer of 2024, but it's moved from May 3rd to July 26th. Thunderbolts was supposed to release on December 20th, 2024, and was pushed to July 25th, 2025. Captain America 4, July 26th, 2024 to February 14th, Valentine's Day 2025. So they basically took each other's spots.
Mm-hmm.
Blade, Valentine's Day, went to November 7th, 2025.
Jesus.
So yeah, so a lot of them just took over the previous date. But the way it seems right now is Deadpool is the only Marvel MCU movie we're getting in the year 2024.
Wow. Maybe that's all we need. It gives Disney some room to do other things.
Or
it's a ploy.
Disney might be technically releasing other movies at the same time because we also have Kraven coming out and Venom 3. That could be in the MCU.
Right. Could be.
So just bringing MCU characters or MCU movies.
Yeah, I know.
So that just gives Sony that, like, maybe it's them announcing, like, them and Sony are going to have an actual partnership maybe with these characters. Who knows? But, like, or selling them off and they're just taking them all on. Who knows what's going on? But, like, this could be, like, Tom Holland Spider-Man showing up in Venom 3.
Yeah.
We could get anyone. Morbius. But, I mean, we have to accept it. He's part of it. Like, but any of these things we can finally see Andrew Garfield as that Spider-Man. Who knows?
Yeah, that would be dope, though.
Like, maybe they're just saving out, like, hey, yeah, Deadpool 3 is going to be crazy multiverse, blah, blah, blah. But guess what? That multiverse falls right into the fact that we're going into Andrew Garfield's universe now.
Hopefully. Fingers crossed.
Bro. Oh. Anyways, where can they find you?
Oh, wait, first, what you got there from your Happy Meal that we ordered today?
Oh, yeah. I got Dumbo.
Yeah.
And Joy.
Oh, shit, dude. That's crazy. Because I also got Dumbo and Joy. Yo, what kind of bullshit is this?
Also, what about your apples, bud?
I don't want to talk about it. So they sent us, I ordered, first off, we got Happy Meals.
We got Happy Meals.
And so I put some apple slices on there. A bag of apple slices. Average, you get 3,
I got
4.
7 in mine.
Well, I got one slice. In a whole slice, one slice and some air. I get more shit out of a bag of chips. I'm still mad about it. I'm gonna write a letter to, I don't know who. Ronald.
Mr. McDonald.
Mr. McDonald, go fuck yourself. Because I need more apples. You can find me at the Steer21 on any social media platform except for TikTok. I'm Oliver Kahn VA.
And you can find me at AMOR Photography. You can find the studio at Archangel Studios Official, and you can find this podcast at Nerd Locker Podcast, wherever you get your podcast. And we'll see you guys for Invincible. Bye.
Bye. I gotta poop.